Hey guys, Peyton Snakeback here again for another DVD, for the next part of the DVD and Blu-ray update. So, in this one I think this is part 4. So this time I'm gonna be starting off with the DVDs. I already did the Blu-ray, so now I'm doing the DVDs. So, let's get started. Now the first one, now I did have this, but I had to get a new one because disc 1 was all scratched up. It was the Full House, the complete 7th season here on DVD. This one I got at Walmart. I think it was 8 something, I don't remember. But yeah, but I had to get a new one. Because my disc 1 was all messed up, and this includes 24 episodes. So the episodes you get are It Was a Stormy Night, The Apartment, Wrong Way Tanner, Tough Love, Fast Friends, Smash Club The Next Generation, High Anxiety, Another Opening, Another No-Show, The Day of the Rhino, The Prying Game, The Bicycle Thief, Support Your Local Parents, The Perfect Couple, Is It True About Stephanie, The Test, Joey's Funny Valentine, The Last Dance, Kissing Cousins, Love on the Rocks, Michelle Lockhart, Your Own Best Friend, A Date with Fate, my fault. Too Little, Richer, Too Late, and A House Divided. And yeah, and I did see a couple episodes of the new one, Fuller House, and let me review about that show for a sec. Now, and I really love that they're doing Full House again. But there was only one problem about it that I didn't like. It was the way they had Jesse and Becky's room. You know, because they had the room up in the attic. It was the way the twins' bedroom used to be, because like in Full House, like the bedroom was on like the left side, but on Fuller House it's on the right now. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that show, because that was a pretty good show too. Yeah, and I always did love Full House. I really did. Alright, the next one I got is, well, it's supposed to be Mirrors 2, but that's not what I'm reviewing about. It's the bonus movie I didn't even know I had. It's the original Korean feature film, Into the Mirror, thing, and I can't really remember what happened in that one. It was supposed to be the original Ring, or the original Mirrors. I think someone ends up dying, and they don't know. They're apparently thinking it's suicide, but it's turning out that it was one of the mirrors that's making people. It's hard to explain because it really doesn't make sense by talking about it, but you would just have to watch it, because I'm gonna sound a little bit crazy talking about it. Now this next one I have was the 4-film Midnight Marathon Pack, Psychos, on DVD. And this includes Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4, The Beginning, and Bates Motel. Now this I got at Walmart for $5, and I'm pretty glad I got all the Psychos now, because I really love them. The second one was my favorite, which the second one is about Anthony Perkins' character, Norman Bates. He ends up getting released from all, like, the things that he did, like, on the first film. And I think one of the women, they were like, you shouldn't release Norman Bates out, because he could try to do this again. And he goes back to the home where right where the past was, He goes back to the Bates house, and he's apparently going crazy again, and apparently someone or something is killing people one by one at the Bates Motel, and it's basically like, who is it and who's doing this? Is it Norman Bates or what? But meanwhile, he ends up working at a restaurant, and he picks up, well, I think a girl her name's Meg Tilly. She is related to Jennifer Tilly, like, from The Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky. But he ends up letting her stay at the Bates Motel, and yeah, and that's when the killing is starting. So you're trying to find out, is it Norman Bates? Or is it the girl? Like, who is it? But it was probably one of my favorite ones in the series. The third one I cannot really remember about. I'm sorry, but I guess that's what happens when you're not on YouTube a lot. I think I remember kind of liking it. The fourth one, it was a sort of like, it wasn't a well, it kind of was a prequel, but it had to do with Norman Bates, him calling a radio station on the phone, and it was like a station where they are interviewing people who killed their mothers, and Norman Bates, he ends up calling himself a different name. I forgot what the name was that he gives himself, but he talks about what he did when he killed his mother and why he did it, and as the person, the radio person is like interviewing him, the people in the station are like, I think I know who we're really talking to. I think we've been talking to Norman Bates, and they're thinking that he's thinking about killing again, because he said, I'm thinking about killing again, and all that stuff. And the Bates Motel, that one was okay, but what I didn't know about, and I'm pretty shocked, and I'm pretty glad I got this, and the Bates Motel thing, this one right here never came out to DVD, so apparently, because I was wondering why, when I watched it, it was like, the color wasn't really all that good, though, because it was taped, I think. But it never came out to DVD. I think you have to get this, get it on DVD. So it was basically about a guy who gets out of a mental institution, and Norman Bates. Well, it doesn't show what's his name, Anthony Perkins, in this. But he basically gets released from that mental institution, and saying that my friend Norman, he died, and he said that I can have his Bates Motel, but it was a TV movie, but even though it wasn't really all that good, though, in my opinion, it was kind of weird, though. That's why I kind of didn't like it. I'm still gonna keep this because this is because that movie's out of print. So, but I am gonna get the sequels on Blu-ray. I didn't want to get the sequels yet because Part 4 didn't come out the Blu-ray yet. Back then you can only get it on in the UK release, that little box set that it came with in like another country. But now it came out the Scream Factory, so now I'm gonna get them on Blu-ray. Okay, the next one I got, and this is a movie I really outstandingly love, which was INSANITARIUM. And this one I got at Family Dollar for $4, and this was like a pretty interesting, good movie. It really was. And this recently came out to Mill Creek Entertainment. But what this one's about is, it's about this man, or this guy. His sister ends up going to a mental institution because she was about to commit suicide, and he really misses her so much. So what he basically does is he purposely acts like he's suicidal on the street. Like, well, he basically goes out in the community, takes his shirt off, and takes like a scalpel or a pocket knife and starts cutting himself. But basically, purposely trying to be crazy so that he can go to the same mental hospital his sister's in, because he really misses his sister so much. So that's basically what it is. And when he goes to the institution, all the people in there, they're like so strange, and they're just so, well, I mean, and in mental institutions, they're crazy, but they're not just crazy, they're acting like strange. Like, every time they see blood, they start attacking people, and they're like, and there's this one scene when this crazy guy, he kills a cat and he tries to eat it, and so, and everyone, and there's like, I think there's like a noise upstairs that he hears, and he finds out that, I think the owner of the building, I think it was him, he's basically turning these patients into like cannibals, and obviously the kid cannot just go out and be like, this doctor's making people into cannibals. I mean, because he's in a hospital for God's sakes, they're gonna think he's just crazy. But this was a pretty good movie, though. I really did enjoy it. The next one I got was Hollow's Grove. Now this one I got at the Goodwill for $3, and this is one of those found footage films. And I think I actually kind of like this one, but I can't really remember what happened in it. Really, I'm sorry, but I can't exactly remember. Again, there is going to be some movies that I can't really remember, so sorry about that. Alright, the next one here that I got is the Tyler Perry's Madea's Tough Love. This one I got at Walmart for $5, and this is the animated Madea film. And this one was this one I kind of actually liked. But but it started out with Tyler Perry, like being live action. It was like the old that old cartoon, the Three Stooges thing, where at first, like couple seconds, the Three Stooges, like they were like they're live action, and then they go to the animated cartoon. But this is about Madea. I think she sees kids being bad or something, and I think she tries to attack one of the kids. I can't remember, but I think, and one of the kids was like, that old lady tried to beat me up and something, and Madea basically, again, she goes to court, and she's on house arrest, but the bracelet that she's on, it's not any normal like bracelet, because like if she leaves the house, it's gonna drag her back to the house. So, and basically, and I think the other punishment is she has to help the kids or something. I can't really remember much about this, and I just seen it 2 months ago, but I don't understand how I cannot remember it already. Yeah. Alright, and the next one I got was Home Alone: The Holiday Heist, which is also known as Home Alone 5. And this I got at Big Lots for $5. Now, and I always really kind of like the Home Alone films. I mean, I know people say that like 4 and 5, and maybe 3, I know that they say that they're not good, but I always kind of liked all of the films. But this one, this was also a TV movie, I think. But this one's about a boy named Finn Baxter, and his sister. They end up moving to his house, and they're thinking that it's some kind of like haunted house, and they find Finn ends up finding a room that has like a bunch of like beer bottles in there, like basically like one of those bootlegger things, and he finds out that there's he sees a robber going into the house, but no one believes him, and he thinks there's like robbers in the house, and there are, and he basically sets up, you know, the traps. And I like some of the traps in this movie. Like there was a scene where he takes these gingerbread cookies and he puts like hot sauce and shit in it, and then he replaces the milk with glue. I thought that scene was kind of funny. I know it looked kind of. I know if you guys seen this, you probably would think it was kind of corny, like. But I don't know. There was something about that scene I really liked. I don't know, but I kind of like this one. Alright, and the next one I got was South Park, the complete 18th season. Now this one I got at Walmart for $14.96, I believe. I don't know, but I'm glad I finally got this one. And season 19 just came out not too long ago, and I'm gonna try to get that. But this includes 10 episodes, so here's the front, the back. I'm gonna give you a little what it's like inside. Okay, right here. But then here's a disc. It's 2-disc set. They're starting to do like a 2-disc set on these things now because the creators, Trey and Matt, they've been doing the only 10 episodes a year. But the episodes you get are Go Fund Yourself, Gluten-Free Ebola, The Sissy, Handy Car, Magic Bush, or The Magic Bush. Freemanum isn't free. Grounded Vindaloop, Cock Magic, hashtag rehash, and hashtag happy holograms. But I always really liked South Park. I don't know, probably since I was 12. I don't know, but and I remember when I reviewed about the episodes of this, I always thought that they were like going too far, but as I watched them, I liked it a little bit better, you know, because they were like so freaking funny, if you know what I mean. Now, this next one I got was Timber Falls, which I got at Food Lion for $2.99, and this movie I really love. It was basically about this man and his fiance. I think they go on a little vacation to called Timber Falls, I think, on the mountains. And what ends up happening is I think his girlfriend ends up getting kidnapped by the psychotic family, and I think then they end up kidnapping him. And what they're doing is, like, if they say any cuss words, their son will basically torture them and hurt them in a way. And it was something I cannot remember. Again, I don't remember anything about this, but I remember really liking it, actually. Alright, the next one I got, and now this was sent in the mail to me from my aunt, and I was supposed to get it for Christmas. I wanted to get the Blu-ray set, but I ended up getting this instead. But it was the Home Alone collection, which includes the first 4 films, and it comes in like a set like this, like 1, 2, 3, and the 4th disc, which is part 4, it's a flipper disc. Yeah, but the first one is a classic. You know, it's the one about Kevin McAllister's brother. He ends up taking his pizza, and of course Kevin gets in trouble, and he's like, I wish all my family just disappear. And the next day they end up, you know, because they were going to go on a vacation, Christmas vacation, and they end up leaving their son Kevin, and he thinks that his wish came true, and you know, the robbers are going to break into the house. Now the second one, it was sort of the same thing, but it was different. I was about to say Kevin ends up going with them, but he ends up going on the wrong plane to New York, because his family was going to go to, they were going to go to Florida, but he ends up going to New York instead. And, you know, the wet bandits, the robbers, they escaped, and once again, Kevin does his traps. And the third one, which that was also directed by no, it was produced and I think written written and produced by John Hughes, who Hugs, whatever the heck his name is, or however you say his name. Now that's the one about that weird kid, I guess, because Macaulay Culkin couldn't do the third one because he was getting too old. Now that's the one where about that little shit that's in the car, and the toy car, and it's the boy named Alex he gets chicken pox, and he's saying that he's seen burglars in another house, but no one believes him because every time he calls the cops and they look in the house, there's no one in there, and he's basically trying to get his parents and his brothers and sisters to believe him. Now the fourth one, which everyone hates, and I kind of like, that was always my favorite one. That was a TV movie, which was about Kevin going to, well, he spends Christmas with his dad and his new girlfriend in this like big mansion, and it's the one about those remotes, like if you say to the remote, door open, the door will open, and there's the robbers break into his house, and they're trying to kidnap the prince, and Kevin discovers that there is a leader, and he thinks that the butler in the house is the leader, but I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to spoil it. Which probably don't matter anyway, because I know people ain't gonna watch it, but again, you never know. Okay, I think this is the last one I'm gonna be doing, and then I'll go to the next part. But the last one I have here, I'm gonna be reviewing about in this one. It's the Amityville Haunting. Now I know this was out on Blu-ray, but I didn't know. But this movie I kind of actually like. It's a found footage film about this family. They end up moving to the Amityville house, and what ends up happening is people are mysteriously dying one by one in the house, like movers, and then I think the owner of the house, and there's like mysterious things going on in the house, and it was kind of like a creepy movie. Like there was a scene when the boy that always records, he finds a cell phone, and it was like, and there was a video on there of a man and a woman having sex in the house, and something ends up killing, I think, the girl, and he's trying to get people to watch the video, just to watch what's happening, but he's always getting in trouble, and the father is acting strange and everything, but this movie I kind of enjoyed. I mean, I'm sort of not really a big fan of the Amityville films, but I did see the remake, and I kind of actually liked that one, and I saw the original one, I really liked that one too. The third one was okay, and I like this one. But that's pretty much all I got to say about in this one, so I'll see you guys in part 5. Bye.